thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for even clicking on my YouTube channel. And if you guys are returning back and you guys have been subscribed to me, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And today's video is really going to be on like an updated, how is school going? Like I've mentioned before, I go to West Coast University for my bachelor's degree in nursing. So I just thought I would give you guys an update, give you guys kind of like tidbits and information on some of the things that I get asked on a daily, my tuition, how I work and I'm in school. So I really just wanted to go through everything and just let you guys know how it is I'm surviving. So yeah, if you guys are interested, just keep watching. So basically, I really want to start off on touching on like the focal point of everything. Everybody wants to know, girl, how much do you pay in tuition? Is it expensive? Do you have out loans? Did you get grants, scholarships, all of that? So basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer that for y'all. Girl, my tuition is expensive. Now, I'm gonna stop y'all before you just go, I already knew it, blah, 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 blah. Yes, my tuition is expensive in the sense that my tuition is more than my bills. Now, granted, depending on the type of job that you have as a nurse, where you work at, what kind of benefits, all that, it will depend whether or not, will determine whether or not this tuition is expensive. Now, I'm going to keep it open and honest with y'all because I feel like there's a lot of young moms who follow me, single moms, single parents, and I want to be as open as honest with you guys because I feel like it will, people need to be in order for us to have, an accurate decision, you know what I'm saying? Something to base it off of. So my tuition, girl, my tuition is $1,200 a month. I'm sure to some people that's not a lot of money, but listen, I'm an LVN. I do make good money, but between savings, a child, and my regular bills, throwing in a $1,200 tuition payment is just like, ugh. Okay, so yeah, I pay $1,200 in tuition. Now, really what that comes down to is the reason why I am paying $1,200 a month in tuition is not because I didn't get grants and scholarships. I did get grants. I'm very thankful for that. And I also got scholarships. Now, the scholarship that I got that probably is the most substantial in covering, my fees and stuff like that is I went to American Career College prior to going to West Coast University. So they give me a scholarship because I maintained 3.0 or higher, whatever, and I'm from their sister school. So you just have to basically fill out the application. If you're applying to West Coast, you can just ask your admissions rep about that scholarship. I'm not really sure of the name of it, but basically it's like the LVN to BSN. You went to their sister school. Mention that you went to ACC, and they'll know what you're talking about. But I basically applied for that application, applied for that scholarship and got it. I want to say that the amount of that scholarship might be like $6,000 in total. And that's per year, per semester. I'll let you guys know, but I'm almost certain it's, per year, I think. Per year. I don't know. I will let you know. But yeah, so I had that help, which was great because it really comes down to this school, things that don't seem like it's like a lot of money, like, oh, got a scholarship for $3,000, like, oh, that's not a lot of money. In reality, any bit helps. You may not be a big fan of applying for scholarships on websites and, they offer them to you and it kind of goes in one ear and out the other because you're like, what are the chances of me getting it? Do it. I did it and I got one. I actually applied for two. I'm still waiting for the other one to see if I actually got it. But there's scholarships for everything and anything. So just apply to them and just get as much money knocked off as possible because the total of my program is, it's like roughly at least, I know it's at least $100 grand straight up. And that's on the website. So you can check that out yourself. Roughly, that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, my general eds weren't done at a community college. I didn't come from another university or a JC or anything like that. So I'm going straight in just with my LVN, my license. So because I am an LVN, it did knock off time and it did knock off classes because obviously you're not going to give me fundamentals when I've already done fundamentals as a nurse. Well, as an LVN at ACC. So there are classes that were knocked off. Was it like years? No, but there were months knocked off. So that's going to save me some time and money. So I'm thankful for that. And in order to get into the LVN BSN program, obviously you have to be a licensed nurse with a current license. You know what I'm saying? They're going to ask you for proof, ask you for your license number. And that's really, for the most part, all you needed, aside from your official transcripts from the school that you got licensed. You know what I'm saying? You went to school at. They'll basically ask for that information, and then you give it to them, and that's what you'd be applying for. You wouldn't be an LVN already going straight. You know what I'm saying? If you're already a licensed nurse and you tell them that, then they're going to put you in the right direction for the right schooling. They're not going to have you be a licensed nurse going in with people who have never had any nursing experience ever in their life. You know, you got to do your part for them to help you. You can't just go in there and, hi, I just want to get into your school. Like, speak up. Like, did you do a HESI? Did you do this? Did you do that? When did you last do it? Save yourself the time by speaking up. That is a huge tip, and something I would really recommend to people. Speak up. It doesn't hurt to speak up. So yeah, that's on my tuition. Like I said, it is a lot of money, and the way that I am basically paying for my tuition is, it's kind of all over the place right now because I'm in the middle of starting a second job. Now, the reason I'm starting a second job is not for the hell of it. I don't think I'm cool because I have 2 jobs. I'm a quote-unquote single mom, and I'm in school full-time, and I already have another job that basically is full-time. So the second job is just something part-time. I made that decision because I felt like my full-time job was just covering my tuition and like small expenses. I really don't spend that much money. If anything, I'm not one of those people who spends daily. I'm more so the person that, okay, my friend told me they want to go out on blah, blah, blah date. That's where my little spending money is going. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a spend every day kind of person because over time I've realized I'm like, ooh, girl, once payday, like I don't like struggling to the next payday. And I've been really working on that as far as like saving a little bit of money, spending only when I actually know I'm going to go out, not just spending every day. So yeah, but basically I just felt like my full-time job was not covering enough of what I needed it to. So I am going to allow my first job to take care of my tuition and, you know, little here and there things, whatever is left over. And then my part-time job will take care of really just like my car payment. That's really much all I would have left, and like my cell phone bill, which is nothing. So I just wanted my part-time job to just be something separate to cover everything that my tuition doesn't, because I don't like feeling like I've been wiped clean of my entire check. There is like literally nothing worse than working your ass off all week and then having tuition just wipe you clean, and you're like, okay, well, damn, like, where's my money? Where's the money for me? So basically that's why I got a second job, because of the flexibility in the hours, and basically telling them like, hey, I'm not working more than, you know, 72 hours. No, 72 hours, girl. I'm bugging. I'm not working more than like 24 hours in a week. You know, this is just something to just like, you know, extra money. Some, you know, I have it set. You're not about to abuse me for no hours. I'm telling you what it is. You either can work with that or you can't. So that's the really cool thing about home health, the flexibility. So I'm basically going in, for the most part, my intention is to only work like 3 days a week, 3/8. I go to my first job in the morning, which is normally like about 6 in the morning till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then after that, I'll go to my home health job, which ideally will start around like 3:34 and go till about like, you know, 10, 11, however long, you know. And I'm only doing that 3 days a week because I'm not trying to be burnt out all week trying to do that all the time. I haven't really specified or clarified what days I want to work on because I actually want to see the cases that they offer me and see, depending on the type of case it is, like G-tube, vent, trach, whether or not I want to do that on certain days. So once they tell me what cases are available, then I will go ahead and let them know based on the cases which ones I want to take, and then see if those days will work out. The only reason I'm able to take a second job and do that, like do my full-time job and then go to my part-time job after that is because I have online classes. Now at West Coast, there's blended classes, there's online courses, and then there's fully just you have to walk on campus to go to your class, which is really great when you're taking general eds, because I do feel like, you know, nobody really wants to go on class to do math and do English, because at the same time our tuition is low-key expensive, so we got to make it do what it do. I got to still be able to work, and be going onto campus for 4 or 5 hours every day is just stopping my coins. So I didn't specifically choose to have online classes. I got really lucky, and that's just the way it's set up in the beginning. However, next semester, I think I have like human anatomy and psychology. And even then, those classes, they're half and half. I do have labs, obviously, and I will have to go in for tests and stuff like that. But again, mostly online classes where I can maneuver with my second job and my first job to let them know, like, hey, it's a new semester. This is what my schedule is looking like. So I'm very vocal with both of my jobs. You know, the people that I work with, like, hey, I am in school. And I think you need to make it a point to tell the people that you work with, you know, your boss, your DON, whatever, hey, I am in school trying to obtain higher licensing, whatever. Because honestly, if they feel like you're growing, they would hope that you grow within the company. So of course that they have an LVN right now, and then in 2 years they'll have an RN. That's what they think in their head. Now, do you have to stay? No. But if you present it that way, like, I'd like to grow within the company, I'm obtaining higher degrees, they're like, oh, I'm all for it, you know. Well, we know you, we'll get to keep you, awesome. And they'll most likely work with you. But you have to be vocal and honest about your schedule. Don't say you can work certain days knowing that you have school at a certain time. Don't make it harder than it has to be. So, I know it's a lot of information. It's probably like, what the hell, girl? Like, you are all over the place. But really, it's really not that bad. I do 40 hours on my full-time job, and I do about 24 hours at the part-time job, and I go to school. I'm on campus like 3 times out of the semester, which is super easy. So I'm super glad that I picked West Coast, because honestly, I just feel like, yeah, I pay a lot of money in tuition, but in this lifetime, y'all, I plan to make much more than 100 grand. So I will touch way more than that, and I'm speaking that into existence. I'm not about to let tuition or people's, oh, well, you could have went to a JC. Yeah, I could have. You're right. And when I'm 30, then I'll go ahead and start at West Coast. And that's no shade, to be honest. I'm just really big on time. Like, time is money. Y'all have all heard it. We all know it to be true. And some people started to go to a JC long before I even knew I wanted to be a nurse. So of course it makes sense for them to say, oh, well, you could have did this or you could have did that. Well, I'm 23 now, and I don't want to go to a JC for 4 or 5 years trying to squeeze my way into classes. No, ma'am. I'll pay the money. If I can pay the money, I'll do it. And I will be done in 2 years. I'm not one of those people. If it's not presented to me on paper and it's not like, okay, girl, you're going to be here, then you're going to be there, I'm over it. Like, I just need my things to be laid out. This is what it's going to be. I'll pay the money. Cool, we're done. That's just the way I am in life. Like, I need to keep it clean and simple, because I'll get anxiety and I get really nervous and I get over it, to be honest. So West Coast worked for me. I don't have to fight for classes, and I know when I'm graduating. That's really all I wanted, and I'm getting that. For the people that wanted to know about what classes I'm taking, I am taking English. It's like an English online class. Now, what level? I don't know, guys. It's a written communications. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's an English class. I'm taking speech, and then I'm taking what is a mandatory class at West Coast for first-year students. It's called First Year Seminar. Ideally, this is just getting familiar with how to utilize online classes like Blackboard, finding information. You also study for the T's in this class. But aside from that, it's just really like preparation, getting you familiar, best ways to use time management skills. It's not a hard class. It's not a graded class. It's just a pass or fail. You do the work, you pass. You don't, you fail. So it's very easy. though there's not a lot of work. I mean, we do modules every week, but that's something I did at ACC. You know, reading, take a pre-test, take a post-test, you're done. It's really not that hard. It's a little time consuming, but it's nothing difficult. And I like the fact that it's a pass or fail class, because I feel like if you do the work, you should pass. You know what I'm saying? And there are no real tests in that class. So FYS, or first year seminar, is a very easygoing class. English class right now is going really, really good. I'm, like I've said before, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, you should, at Miss Jackson. But yeah, on Instagram, I'm always posting, you know, I don't always, but I have mentioned that I am very good at English, writing, things like that. As long as I'm critiqued in a fair amount of time and I'm given time to review my work, for the most part, I've always done really well in English. Well, I have good grades right now. I am on, looking at my calendar, I'm on week 4 of, I believe, 10. 9 weeks technically, because the 10th week is like our break. So yeah, I'm on week 4 of 9, which it's flying by, guys. Like, when I tell you, doing this coursework, when you don't go onto campus, you're kind of like, you're on it. You're constantly doing work, you know, you're going to work, you're, you know, if you have kids, you're with them. It just flies by. It's just so, the process is so smooth, which is why I like it so much. Getting the gist of time management, because girl, I can't wake up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning anymore. Like, I have to be up, even on the weekends, by at least 7 to start my day. I wake up at 7, you know, I can do what I gotta do around the house, and I need to be gone by 8 o'clock to go study, you know, here or there. But I have to start my day early, because it's like, realistically, there's not enough time in the day. I can't, you know, wake up at noon and think that I'm gonna film, do homework, turn in assignments, get things done around the house. Like, there just isn't enough time in the day. So I feel like when you're in school and you're working, you know, it's easy to be like, oh, it's really hard, but pull out the bonuses of that. You know, you're becoming well-rounded, you have great time management skills, and if you play your cards right, it's a huge benefit in the future. Like, you know, people who have never had to juggle multiple things at a time, kudos to you, because I'm sure it's a lot easier. But the people who have, you know, if you want to get a second job, even though you're already working one full time, you have the time management skills to make it work. You know where to fit things at, where they can be placed. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of bonuses to the struggle. But yeah, aside from my classes and stuff like that, I just want to add in, I love my professors. You know, obviously I take 2 classes online, so I don't really know my professors, but for the most part, they're very helpful. You send an email, they get right back to you. And mind you, I'm only in my first semester of school, so this is just the first semester vibes. The entire time, I do not plan on, well, not even the entire time. I just feel like, in general, I'm not about to sit up here and sugarcoat anything. I will never badmouth a teacher or badmouth the school. If there's something that's really bad, I'm going to take it up with admissions or who I need to. I'm not coming behind the camera to bash the school. Quick as ACC went by, I remember in clinicals, I was just like, damn, this is never going to end, like, especially on those 12s. But now I'm just kind of like, wow, it's weird, because I'm like, I'm already on week 4 of 9, and I'm like, damn, this is flying by. And then when I look at my proposed schedule, you know, or my schedule now, but I'm just like, yo, in a year from now, I'm going to be done with general eds. And people who haven't been in, like, school before don't see, on the grand scheme of things, like, a year goes by so quick. There's a lot of university shaming, and I think it's really funny, because at the end of the day, I'm just like, babe, I don't really give a shit. Like, I don't need to be so foul, but, you know, no one's sitting up there like, oh, well, what school did you go to? Because I went to this school. Like, girl, BSN is BSN, babe. Like, at the end of the day, we're coming to do the same job if, you know, we're in the same unit or whatever. But no one's sitting up there like, my batch says RN. That's what matters. Like, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Not your GPA, not what school you went to. It matters about, you know, do you have RN on your badge, and did you get the license? Okay, cool. Then that's what matters. And of course, what you've learned along the way, obviously, that's what matters too. But do what's best for you. Pick the school that's best for you. Pick the licensing that's best for you, the job that's best for you. Don't let social media, your peers, seasoned nurses, Don't let them, you know, guide you based on what they've done because of shaming or whatever it may be. Like, you do what's best for you. That's just how I'm going to leave it, because, you know, that could go a million ways for people, but you do what is best for you. So yeah, that's just how I'm going to leave it with you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming to like this chit chat. Yeah, so if you guys want more of this type of stuff, let me know. I feel like it's super relaxed and I can really chat it up with you guys. But if you guys have more questions, as always, please feel free to DM me or comment actually below. It'd be really cool if you guys can comment below on other things that you guys want to hear and talk about, and we can get into that. I'm trying to post more videos so that I can touch on all the DMs that I get, because girl, there's a lot of freaking DMs. Like, and I'm so grateful for that, because it makes my job easier. When you guys tell me what you want to see, then I can make a video for that, and I don't have to really just, you know, struggle puffing and trying to figure out what people are interested in. You guys tell me, and then I will create. So as always, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be awesome. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell a friend that Miss Jackson sent you, and that I would love to have your interaction on either my Instagram or my YouTube or both. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back with more videos. Bye.